I'm milling about with Edward Drake. He is the director and co-writer of Cosmic Sin. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good, thank you. Thanks so much for having me and supporting the film.
Sure. So tell everybody what this background behind me means.
That is a fiber optic cable creator thing that we turned into a teleporter. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Did it work right away, or were there glitches?
No. No, that damn thing almost killed us all. It weighs about 2 tons, and we had designed another teleporter that actually had a Tesla coil built into it. And then the health and safety people came up and said, Ed, that's probably going to kill someone if you turn it on. And so we were like, okay, we need another teleporter. And then that thing happened to be lying at the back of the warehouse we were shooting in. So we got a forklift, put it over there. And we were like, yeah, this looks like a teleporter. Let's put some neon lights and some Mysteras on it and let's go. So that's how that came to be.
Well, you had to be creative, right?
Yeah, got to adapt. When life gives you lemons, you make teleporters.
Yeah. I have a feeling, Ed, that given the opportunity, you would teleport.
Absolutely. Sign me. Have you got a teleporter? Because I'll do it. Sign me.
You seem to be so interested in this topic. Most of your films sort of, talk about sci-fi and aliens and all kinds of things like that. So what is the main interest for you?
I think it's a reflection on the way that we interact with each other and find conflict in our day-to-day life, because the idea of a first contact narrative, yes, there will come a day where we will come into contact with another intelligent species and we'll have to decide the course of events and and how we will try and approach them. Will we be colonizers? Will we try to trade with them? Will we seek to understand their culture? But also first contact between two tribes in our own lives. How do we read different messages? What's their perspective on the events that maybe create conflict and that sort of a thing? So that's what I love about sci-fi. There's so many ways that you can just explore the world around us today.
So were you glued to the television when the Mars rover landed? Is that like exciting for you to watch?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was on set when that happened and I was like, hold on, nope, don't roll yet. Okay, touchdown and action. So yeah. No, that was awesome. That's a massive moment for humanity as well. Every single time that we are able to put some kind of drone, anything on another, extraterrestrial planet. I mean, that's crazy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Tell me about your relationship with Bruce Willis. You guys are like besties at this point, I think.
Bruce is I'm very grateful for all of his support, and he's a very kind man, and he's a huge sci-fi nerd as well. And I don't think many people really know just how smart and well read he is. And he has turned me on to so many great books and movies, and he's just chill. And that's the main thing that I think. I'm Australian originally, and I moved over when I was 20 to the US, and so there's that cheekiness that comes with being Australian that I think when you just have a conversation with someone, and he's Bruce, he's not Bruce Willis, he's just a dude. We're hanging out, and I'm giving him shit, and he's giving it right back, and then that's our day, and we do it every couple of months, and it's just quite funny because he can't understand a word I say. He can't understand my accent at all. So when I'm speaking to him, like, Bruce, you got to walk over there and you got to shoot this guy, and then it's going to be like that. And you've got the trauma that's coming out of the previous scene. He's like, okay, I need an interpreter. What the fuck did Ed just say? So
That is so Bruce. I have a great Bruce Willis story, and then I want to find out how you guys met. So we used to, back in the day, we used to do these press junkets, yeah, and Bruce would come and he would just show up no matter what. And it was at the Regency Hotel, really fancy. It was snowing like crazy. And everyone that showed up got a lobster steak lunch.
That's awesome. Oh, that's classy. Yeah, he's like that. He's so generous and so supportive of those people in his life. And his whole team. He's got Stephen Eads, Adam Potter, the two Matts, like, they're a family. They're a little band, and I think the number one thing that I always try to do on my sets is make sure everyone's having fun and leave with a good experience and have a good time. And we're making movies. It's exciting. This is fun. We're not, it's not rocket science or quantum teleportation. It's, and so we can always laugh about the mistakes and be like, oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen, was it? Oh, we'll fix it. Yeah, whatever. We'll find a way.
So tell me another mistake that happened besides the teleporter.
Besides the teleporter, oh God, we had to. COVID. Does that count as a mistake?
Oh yeah, that was like just starting out when you.
Well, we had So this was supposed to be a 17-day shoot, and so there's a whole other side of the film that we didn't get around to shooting because on day 8 we were told by someone at the CDC there's a lockdown coming tomorrow. You have one more day of filming left before there will be a ban on all work. And we were like, okay. So that night I went through the script, I took a look at all the dailies and our one-liner, and I went through and I was like, okay, we've shot this, we've shot this, we've shot this. So on our day 9, if I shoot this here, that can connect to this footage here, which can then come up here. And so COVID completely changed the script, 100%.
And nobody got sick and nobody,
Nope.
Wow.
I'm very proud to say that we've done 5 movies during COVID now and zero cases of COVID on our sets, and we average a cast and crew of around 120, 125. So the health and safety of the cast and crew is my number one thing.
That is really, truly amazing.
Yeah.
Tell me about the spacesuits and how you designed them. How heavy were they? How uncomfortable were they?
We had an awesome team come on board called Hex Mortis, based out of Atlanta, and they love genre, and they knew that we were going for something that was a bit of the Halo suit meets the Doom suit with a bit of Gears of War and all these influences. And I was just throwing them out left, right, and they were throwing them right back. And they knew exactly what to do. And so we were able to give a bit of character to each one. So like the Ryle and all that, and Bruce's being orange. I wanted that to be a throwback to not just Armageddon, but Fifth Element, which is one of my favorite movies.
Me too.
And there's something about Bruce, he just looks good in orange. He's like the only like white man on earth that can pull off orange. So I'm like, so it's a bit of playing with the legacy and that sort of stuff through the suits. But Hex Mortis and Josh Cole there, he's an awesome dude. And they're good people.
I also love the casting of Frank Grillo. I have a huge crush on him, Ed.
Me too.
I'm sure every woman on set was like, help.
Yes. Yeah. No, he was cheeky. He was a lot of fun to work with. He takes his craft very seriously. But then as soon as you call cut, he'll just break into some like the most inappropriate joke you've ever heard and be like, oh, that's just Frank. So no, he's good. He's a good dude.
Can you retell the joke? Is it
probably not? No, that's in the vault. Sorry.
So now you've got a bunch of films in the works, and actually 2 of them also with Bruce.
Yes, yeah, and there's a third one being announced tomorrow, Gasoline Alley. And Gasoline Alley is with Devon Sawa and Luke Wilson, and it is freaking great. It's the best thing that I've ever done or ever had the privilege to be a part of. Devon is giving such a great performance. The cast and crew are working so hard. Every single one of our grips is just showing up on time, ready to work. It's awesome. And so very grateful for all the opportunities that have come my way recently.
What, in a nutshell, what's the premise of that?
It is so it's set in Los Angeles, present day, and it's about a man that becomes the suspect of 4 homicides, and it's up to him to solve it because the police are looking to pin it on him. And he steps into this wider web of corruption, and it spirals out of control. But Bruce is doing a very interesting performance in this one. It's not something he's ever done before, and that's very exciting. And I think audiences are going to be like either a little. It's going to hopefully be something that people talk about with his story in this. So and look, he's a great collaborator. He will work like all of his scripts. He takes them, he breaks them down. He wants to know these characters, and just like Devin, yeah.
And he's a terrific actor. I mean, it's not just about how great he was in Die Hard. You know, a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah. He's very subtle, and this is the thing that he idolizes people like Marlon Brando, and that naturalness that comes through. But he has so much charisma. So I think what people are misinterpreting with his most recent films is that's a performance, and he's making choices. And they're like, oh, Bruce is just sleepwalking through something. It's like, no, this is a choice. This is something that like he wants you to forget that you're watching John McClane and look at the character. And I mean, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to witness.
I would get pissed off if I were Bruce if I read something like that.
Exactly. And I mean, I feel bad because some people just like to be cruel, and they're just like, oh, Bruce is just getting a paycheck. It's like, no, dude. Like, he gets sent 30 scripts a week. I've seen them. Like, they're not doing every paycheck that comes through at all. He's very selective. So I'm just grateful that, honestly, I love the man. He's changed my life. And I, there are some other stories about other directors maybe not getting along well with him, but he likes to mess with people for sure. He's a jokester. And I just think that you just gotta have fun with it. He's just a dude. Like, he puts on his pants one leg at a time, just like Frank, just like me. Just like, it's nothing. You just gotta have fun with it.
Yeah, isn't take the piss? Is that an Australian expression?
Exactly. And that is I have it tattooed just over my chest. Just like, take the piss over my chest. So it's but yeah. And that's a huge part of like all these relationships on set, because all of these films have a lot of like alpha male personalities. And so you have to just be able to laugh at it from time to time, to be like, oh, come on, Frank. Okay, stop flexing over there. Come back to set. Come on. Put your shirt back on.
That could be fun.
It is fun. Yeah, it is fun.
So what do you want audiences to get from Cosmic Sin? What would you like them to come away with?
Take a step back and look at whether you think the humans are the good guys or the bad guys in this conflict. And then look at how perspective can shift in your own life, where you look at conflict and needless conflict. Like, did you really need to start that fight? Was there a better way to go through this approach? And I think if people are walking in expecting just explosions left, right, and center, this one is closer to Annihilation than it is Armageddon. And I really wanted to be able to show the characters debating what the right course of action is, and showing the mistakes that lead them to this train of thought, because I structured it like a horror movie. And I think if that, I hope it resonates with audiences, because a lot of great people worked on it tirelessly for months on end, and then in post, and very grateful.
Cool. Well, Ed, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Robin. This was awesome.
Thank you. Have a great day.
I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
What we do here is easy. The hard part is living with it.
Always news. Always refreshing. Always candid. Always milling about. Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.